雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディフレンディホイールは MID
Made in Japan. Breed.
Hello, and welcome back to Formula Drift Japan. We're going to be starting off with J2 drivers qualifying today. And we have Yokohama Presents FDJ2 final round, Okayama International Circuit.
Yeah, great weather today. They're just getting in the last few sets of practice laps, and then we'll start the top 16 qualifying. Overall, weather is very good, nice and cool. There's a good breeze. Track's been super consistent all weekend. But right quick, we'll get you guys the animation, explains the rules, how the points go, etc.
やあみんな、フォーミュラドリフトジャパンのルール判定システムについて説明するよ。まずは優勝までの道のり。大会は予選と決勝に分かれます。予選は単独走行方式。単独で2度走行し、高い方のポイントで上位32位までの決勝進出を争います。決勝は2台によるタンデムバトル方式。先行と後攻を入れ替えての2度の走行による勝ち抜き戦です。これらのコンペティションを決めるのは3名のジャッジ。それぞれライン、アングル、スタイルという視点で判定をします。持ち点はライン35ポイント、アングル35ポイント、スタイル30ポイントの合計100ポイントです。ラインとは規定された各ゾーンをより近く、より理想的なラインで通過できているかを判定します。リアタイヤの設置部分がゾーンの外側のラインをなぞることが高得点のコツ。4本のタイヤのうち3本がラインの外側に出てしまったらポイントは0点になります。各大会によってそれぞれのゾーンに規定ポイントが振り分けられています。アングルとはコースに設定されたゾーンのラインに対してどれだけ深い角度でスムーズに通過しているかを採点します。ラインに対してより垂直なアングルをキープすることが高得点のコツ。各大会によってそれぞれのゾーンに規定ポイントが振り分けられています。スタイルとはドリフトの美しさ、スピード、迫力、ファッションなどドライバー自身が思い描いた走りを確実にコントロールし、ジャッジをうならせることができているかが採点されます。決勝へは先ほど説明した通りポイント上位32台が進出します。決勝は勝ち負けの判定による勝ち抜きトーナメント方式です。追走で行われ先行後攻を入れ替えた2度の走行をもって各ジャッジが勝者の判定もしくはドローの判定をします。3人中2人以上が出した判定で勝者および再走が決定します。追走を有利にするポイントは先行では単独走行と同じくよりポイント基準に沿った良い走りをすることが前提です。それが遂行できていなければジャッジの印象に大きく影響します。後攻車両は先行車両と同じラインで同じ角度を取りながらより接近して追随します。しかし先行車両に接近できていても同じライン同じ角度でなければスピードスタイル的に理想的な走りとは言えず勝利にはつながりません。それは先行車両が通ったラインをショートカットすれば接近しやすくなり、また角度が浅ければ速度を上げやすくなり接近しやすくなる、そして調整幅が大きくなるという理由からです。審査はジャッジ席で行っているのでそこから見た判断になります。そのためにジャッジ席の真横に各チーム1人が入れるスポッター席という場所を設けており、ジャッジの見え方をドライバー、チームスタッフと共有できるようになっています。観客席などジャッジ席以外の場所で見ていた場合、審査結果と全く違うように見えることがあります。ライブ放送で見ていた場合も同じように感じる場合がありますが、それはこの競技がジャッジ席からどのように見えているかで審査されるためです。それぞれが見ている場所によりジャッジ席およびライブ放送のカメラ位置との角度の違い、 高低差などで見え方が変わってしまうからです。あくまでもフォーミュラドリフトの審査はジャッジ席からの見え方でジャッジが判断するということになります。それらをご理解の上、フォーミュラドリフトジャパンをお楽しみください。以上がルール概要でした。さあ、フォーミュラドリフトジャパンの楽しみ方が分かったところで Here we go!
And welcome back. We have about 10 more minutes, I believe, of practice round. And then the drivers have 10 minutes to prep, and we'll be starting qualifying.
Yep, and as you can see on see the track, it is very open, a lot of throttle. It's way faster than last round, so we have a lot more full throttle, a lot more smoke. The only trouble that I've seen the J2 drivers have is either trusting the car, trusting themselves to get to that third outer zone, all the way to the wall. A lot of people are staying a little shallow of it, but
I mean, it's
they'll
definitely
figure it out during qualifying.
I mean, it definitely gets tricky with the touch and go and the zone right before the wall corner. If you go shallow, then you pick up a little bit too much speed. But if you flick it too hard, then you end up nowhere near the zone 3. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let us know. And we have our Japanese MC, Aichi Akutsu, and our commentary, Nobuteru Taniguchi, and our judges, Yoichi Imamura, Tadahiro Kikada, and Kenji Yamanaka.
I'm Langston,
Josh.
and we'll be with you all day and all weekend for this final round.
Final round, 2025.
Judges were,
I think we're going to be into the top 5 rankings. Oh, the series rankings as each round goes. I mean, you can definitely see there's quite a few people in the top 3 multiple times, which means this final round is going to be pretty close.
yep. You have Jace coming in third place last round, which that track definitely suited him. Watching him in practice today, he looked very comfortable with this track as well. I know he had a lot of sim time, so we'll see how well he does. And then right now, this is our series rankings through the whole series, and as you can see, it's pretty close between first and second, and really through all of them.
Yeah, it's only 107 points between first and fifth. And 3 points between first and second.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
going into this, it's anybody's championship. I mean, and all these drivers have come out really hard, especially lately. Jonathan, 5th place.
Yeah,
He's come out, placed second in the last 2 events.
exactly.
And yeah, so should I, which is, I mean,
He's just been
he's
solid
yeah.
all season.
And the same with Mizuno. And
Yeah.
I can say, I mean,
Everybody's been consistent.
but I mean, that's the thing I love about this, because it's literally anybody's race. And here go the final runs from last round, Okayama. Okayama is very tight technical track.
Yep. It was definitely a slower paced track.
And Mizuno came out with the round trophy.
まさか本当に優勝するとは思ってなくて、で恵比寿で、過去2回優勝してまして、やっぱり地元なのでだから優勝してるんでしょって思われてた部分もちょっとあると思うんで、やっぱり自分のホームコースじゃないところで一度は勝ちたかったので、前回の
He said it
奥
came
井
out hard
引き
in
はすごく
Evanston,
嬉しかったです。
and
はい
even though
シーズン
this
終盤
wasn't
に向
his
け
home
て
course,
こうなんか
Okayama,
リズムがよくというか、なんかこう
He was
流
pleased
れが
that he
よ
was
く
able to
上がってきてる
come out on top.
感じがあるので、この調子で最終戦迎え入れたので、なんか気持ち的には楽なんですけど、まあだんだん緊張はしてきてます。はい、最終戦で、今この順位で、迎えられたのは皆さんのおかげなので、最後皆さんにいいところを見せれるように頑張りますので、よろしくお願いしま
He
す。
says he's going to do his best for everybody in the next round, which is the one we're at today.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, he's just been solid and consistent all year. He's been one of the fastest around, and he usually stays in that top area from every single round. So he's just proven that he needs to be right where he's at.
Yeah, definitely. And FDJ2 is a Yokohama one-make course. I mean, competition. Advan AD09. And FDJ2 is also a one-make wheel competition as well. And they are using MID wheels by Rays. Yeah, Soshiro is, I believe he is in middle school now. And Jace, who's also one of our other younger drivers, who is in high school. In FDJ3, we have Riki, who's also in middle school. Hinato in FTJ2, middle school. So I think we have 2 middle school drivers and a high school driver.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. They're just doing a little bit of course inspection, make sure it's good.
And then here's the layout of the course. You have 3 outer zones, 1 inside clip, and then a touch and go. And there's the point system for it. So that's how the judges will be. That's their criteria. I do know in the driver's briefing they were saying that pretty much if you get any tire off track, you're going to lose a point. Doesn't matter really where it's at. I know certain areas are more points. I know outer zone 1, if you go 1 tire off, you get 3 points. You go 2 tires off, that's 6 points. And that pretty much follows the rest of the track. They really don't want you going off course.
Yeah, so it's very similar to Sugo, whereas if you get on the rumble strip, you're going to have point deductions. The places you want to take a look at and see is at the 3-2-1. A lot of people will maybe dirt drop 1 tire. Dirt dropping a tire now is a 3-point deduction. Dropping 2 tires in the dirt is 6. Going into zone 1, you have the rumble strip, or the zebra as they call it here. And that is a 3-point deduction for being on the zebra, and 6 points for 2 tires. And it doesn't matter if you get on it for a second or you ride the whole thing, it's still 3 and 6. The touch and go, dirt drops there. And also at zone 2, dirt drops there. Each one of those are worth 3 points a tire. And coming back around in the final end clip, you have a 2-point deduction for 1 tire on the inner zebra and 4 points for 2 tires. Yep. So I don't know that they have necessarily a minimum age limit.
Well, with Ricky being 8,
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's really a judgment call.
on the parents.
I mean, not necessarily on the parents, but once you submit an application, they would need to see that he's able to drive and handle the car.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can tell, there's no age limit. Maybe 7.
Again, I think it all boils down to, I mean, you can submit your entry, but that doesn't mean it's going to get approved, right? I think it comes down to they're going to look at what competitions you entered, how well you did in those competitions, and overall driving style as to whether they'll let you in or not.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, there might not be an age limit, but it's hard to get experience and good finishes if you're unable to drive, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, Drift Squid will be tomorrow. So I believe tomorrow afternoon is the qualifying for
Yep.
J1, right? Yeah, J1 has got the same layout as J2 and the same sort of limitations. Sam will be also tomorrow with Jake and Falso and all the rest of the guys. And hashtag FDJ2. Yeah, the judges are now talking about the zebra, and they don't want to see any tires on it. And you can see right before the zebra is the white mark, the painted mark on the side of the track. That's the outer zone limit. Once you're past that and in the zebra, that's when you get the points deduction.
Yeah, they're also not chalking track today, just with track rules. So they're going to be basically, you have to be on the line to be as far back in the zone as possible.
Oh, definitely. So where are you guys at? I know Juju's in Florida.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah, the weather's super clear. It's nice and cool, and it's a beautiful breeze. We were sort of worried about the typhoon, but it kicked off and went east, so we haven't seen a cloud based off of it.
Nope.
What's weather like in South Florida right now? I don't know when that is never not hot.
You're not wrong there.
Man, Texas, New York. Hot, cold.
Yeah, it's starting to cool down everywhere in Japan right now. It's starting to be that fall season. It's starting to cool down all throughout all Japan. I know back home in Misawa right now, with where we're at, it's like 15 degrees Celsius. And right now here it's 24.
Yeah. I'd say that's hot. Jay, sorry.
Can you read that song?
I can't. So that's his. I'd say it says "Gomenasai," which is sorry. Then it was I saw "Itsukimasu," and she just loves the judges.
Trying to see if that'll help.
No, she's crying. Yeah, so that's each of the judges' names. And that's Fukada-san's picture.
I wonder if she was the fan that brought up the whole thing.
Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, she does have some good artwork
with the little bobbleheads.
I bet a lot of places would kill for a frost warning tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Seina Hinato.
Seina with the change in hair color.
The new dude.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Seina, I thought he was much younger than he is. He's 22.
Yeah. We met him at 21, so.
Yeah.
I know he's very excited for this track. He is all about speed and angle, so this track suits him pretty well. And I said he said he was feeling good during practice, and that he was trying to get faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is insane because he's probably already maxed out as it is.
I mean, it's especially with all the wood-make tires and wood-make wheels. I mean, you're fine-tuning air pressures, suspension settings, gear ratios, just trying to squeeze every little bit out of the tires.
And with this being the last round, I've been asking a few bit of drivers what their plans are next after the season ends. And I know a lot of them are planning to go to Fall Matsuri at Ebisu in November. They're very excited for it because it's a chance for them just to have fun to drive, not really have any competition, just hang out with friends and just have fun driving. So if anybody is in Japan or wants to come to Fall Matsuri, now probably this seat, Fall Matsuri would probably be the best one to go to because you'll have all the drivers, FD drivers, D1 drivers, going out and just having a ball. It'd be a great time to see.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Frost definitely will kill off crops, especially when it comes to any of the fruit trees. I think that's why they use what? They use smoke, right?
Yeah.
It's like he.
I don't think this track is used for drift track that often because since it's an international track, they usually try to keep the rubber off the track for the grip cars that come out and drive. So I don't believe that there's much drift events out here.
Yeah, and the wall corner, like it's essentially put in just for drifting.
Yeah.
I mean, when we came out yesterday, they had to set it up.
Yeah.
Because normally it's just blocked off.
Yeah, the walls are exactly the opposite way.
Yeah. So it lets you by, but only really into pits and stuff.
And being my first time out here, I was surprised how big this track actually was. You have houses that they built for drivers, teams to stay out here at their time here.
And Yokohama Tire presents FDJ2 final round, Okayama International Circuit qualifying. Pulling up now, we have car number 22, Yasuo Takano, which he's from FDJ2, G Meister, Cleve Racing, HPI, and Neat in his 180 SX.
Coming down the street, he's having a little trouble during practice trying to find the right line. So let's see if he's able to come in this first outer zone. Oh! And he just gets into that rumble strip and it spins him out. Yeah, he's been having an issue trying to do that. He's been doing that all practice today, just trying to find the right line, and it looks like he just pushed it a little too hard right before that first outer zone.
Yeah, a couple times earlier we saw just overcook the entry. Overall, looks like he's got good speed coming into it. Looks like he just gets on throttle a little too hard. Fortunately, that's going to be a 0 for Takano's first run. Up next, we're going to have car number 416, Ryan Zitt with KCM Trade and TRC in his JZX 100 Chaser. Ryan's been putting down some really nice runs, so I'm expecting a pretty good one from him today.
Yeah. Coming into that 3-2-1 area, there's a nice handbrake entry. Pushing himself, a little bit too far. And then just over rotates.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen him do that today.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little too wide. Got out past the zebra.
Yeah, it looks like he was pushing himself out to maybe going 3 tires, and it looked like he got a little scared, maybe got off the gas and then back on it at the wrong time, and it just over rotated.
Yeah, you can see he just got a little too wide. And then his back just kicked out. And unfortunately, that's a 0 for Ryan.
And it's insane how the drivers will do so well during practice, and then you throw them in that qualifying mindset, and they get a little nervous or something comes up, and they just have one simple mistake.
Yeah, I mean,
and it
sometimes
costs them a run.
That's all it is. Up next, we have car number 26, Masayuki Minami with Team YNJ in his S13 Sylvia.
And I will say that the track and the rumble strips, they're pretty big, so like it definitely upsets the car. But Minami now coming in that 3-2-1 zone. And off throttle, trying to extend all the way out to that outer zone 1. Coming in that touch and go, and outer zone 2. Trying to get out there, outer zone 3. Just falls a little short on that. That's all you kind of need in the first run.
I mean, it's always nice to put down a clean run, It'd be a little nicer if we get a little wider in the zones, a little bit more angle through one. That's gonna require some more speed. Nice flick back for 2. But yeah, he was unfortunately a little far out from zone 3. But hit the inner clip really nice. And that should be enough for a score. And that should put him in the first place, at least for now. Yeah, the judge saying if he just had a little bit more speed and going into the first corner, that could have helped straighten out the run, which will essentially connect the dots to get to defense on 3.
With these long tracks, which he gets a 48, so there is a score on the board. But with these bigger tracks, it's harder for these lower horsepower guys because he's definitely on the lower aspect of horsepower, and being that low compared to the other guys it's just hard to build up that speed.
Yeah, definitely. Up next, we have car number 85, Daisuke Hara with Team CM Feeling in his S15 Silkhead.
This is the second round of the season. Gets right on that line, that 3-2-1 zone, pushing all the way out to outer zone 1. Does a good job in that touch and go in outer zone 2, and then gets right there on the wall for outer zone 3. Now coming back around to this inside clip. It's a little deep in that inside clip, but all in all, a solid first run.
Yeah, like it has me, clenching my hands, and running or getting close to the wall like that. Yeah, sweeping up nice and deep through here.
Oh, you can see he even touched it.
Just a little kiss, a peck on the cheek. Overall, a very nice run. But that's what we like to see at the wall. Could be a little deeper through some of the zones. If he was able to hold zone 1 a little longer, that would be nice. And hit that inner clip coming through the exit. But overall, it's a 78, which moves him into first.
Yeah, definitely that inside clip definitely lost him some points. Good bit of points there.
Up next is car number 366, Carmen Dong with HKS China in his ZN8.
Gets in that 3-2-1, coming around. It definitely sounds like he's down a cylinder or something, but is gonna get all the way to outer zone 3, comes around. Oh, trying to stay sideways at that inside clip. He was just pushing that car to the limits with it being down a cylinder. So.
Yeah. He was pushing as hard as he could push. I tell you, excellent work through zone 3. Yeah, it did not sound happy. I know he's been having some issues on and off through practice. Yesterday he looked great, and then he had a couple issues. Then he looked great again, and then today to practice he had a couple good runs, and then looked like he had some engine troubles towards the last run, and that's a 42 for Carman Dong. Hopefully that'll give him some time to try and get things sorted, and he can come out and lay down a good run, because you can see he likes to get close to that wall.
Yeah.
Up next, we have car number 171, Eijo Noguchi with Harukaze Racing in his GR86.
Which he got into the wall at practice yesterday. So let's see if he can not do that. This run does a nice job in outer zone 1. Just staying on the gas for outer zone 2. Backs off a little bit for outer zone 3. And comes into that inside clip all the way through.
It's so tricky for us because we want to watch it live, but our view for the wall corner is a little different. Yeah. But overall, Noguchi laying down a really solid run. Not quite getting out to zone 3 like you would like. But I mean, I guess after a couple of taps with the ball yesterday, it makes you play a little cautious, especially the first run. And that's a 59 for Noguchi. Up next is car number 66, Yuma Okada with Kaitaku Racing S15.
Ooh.
I mean,
I don't know what just happened.
Unless
Sounds
that's,
like his car just shut off.
Unless that's a hybrid. I don't think they're supposed to do that. I mean, that being said, for the driver especially, it's much better that it happens there than going into the wall.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's a 0 for Okada. Coming up next is car number 92, Kenji Suzuki with G-Meister, HPI Racing with Neat in his JZX100 Chaser.
Yeah, with these J2 drivers, they're definitely going to have to be on their game. Throwing in the angle, that 3-2-1, pushing himself out of outer zone 1, gets a little deep right there, but then comes around to that touch and go. And does a nice job getting right there at that wall. Outer zone 3. Could have been a bit deeper in that touch and go, but all in all, solid first run.
Yeah, overall, a good way to put a score in the books. Looks like he has 2 cars on the zebra. Looks like he made it out to zone 3, which is good. Could be a little closer to the end clip. But overall, score in the books. Yeah, Okada, yeah, his car just died. And he was able to start it back up a little bit later and drive off. Next is car number 215, Takeru Takata with Garage Takata and Auto Shop Wise in his S15 Sylvia.
Getting a big handbrake, trying to push himself out to outer zone 1. Trying to drag himself to outer zone 3. And then come around to this inside flip. Does a nice job there. And finishing up his lap.
Yeah, definitely having some trouble getting into the deep part of the zones.
Looks like some knuckle bushings are going bad on that car.
Just a little wheel chatter. Just a little. I mean, the tricky thing with that is when you're driving, you don't know if you're on the zebra or not.
Yeah.
And a 57 for Takata. Up next, we have car number 614, Ken Young with KCM Trade and TRC in his Sexy 10 Altezza.
Just trying to do a big flick and then end up having a handbrake entry. Gets a little deep in outer zone 1. Touch and go in outside zone 2. Does a nice job. Gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3. And then come around back to this inside clip. Gets right there at the edge of the track for that inside clip.
Yeah, just a little wide going into zone 1. But it looks like he only had one tire off. Really close through zone 3. And it looks like one tire on the zebra for the final in clip. Yeah, no, so they didn't paint the zones. They're doing proximity. And a 67 for Ken. That puts him in the second place. Yeah, so with the zone paint, I thought maybe they were going to be chalking it. But unfortunately, they did not chalk the zones.
Yeah, proximity to the edge of the track.
Great. It's 318, Timmy Wu with RSR and TRC and his GR86.
Coming in with a big flick at that 3-2-1. Getting onto the throttle right at the end of outer zone 1. Gets right to the edge of the track for that touch and go and second outside zone. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3, but now coming around to that touch and go into the track.
You know, I was thinking about this, you know, when looking at Timmy and Ken's runs. Is it better to play it off a little safer for the inner clip? Because if you get a little too tight, that's a 2-point deduction once you hit the zebra. Right? I guess it's always a fine line.
I will say that it might be a little bit more difficult for the drivers to know with no chalks on the no chalk or paint what the judges are truly looking for.
That's a 62 for Timmy.
Until they get their score.
So they have the zone markers, but they just don't have the paint for the zones. Up next is car number 727, Tomoharu Nishizaki with Kamematsu Thunderbird with Kiyamai Jinja and his S13 Sylvia.
Being another driver with a lower horsepower car, he does a nice job in outer zone 1. And that touch and go and second outside zone gets real close to the wall in outer zone 3. And then coming back around this touch and go, or inside clip, sorry, does a nice job there.
Yeah, a beautiful run.
Yeah.
Nice, smooth, nice and deep into the zones. Stays off the rumble strip.
Yeah, and he's been real solid.
Yeah, all week
practice.
Yeah. I would say, and the 77, which puts Nishizaki in second place. I would say a lot of the J2 cars are not necessarily, and this is not all of them, but the majority of them I would not think are pure purpose built.
Yeah,
I think that they started with street cars and then they progressed a couple times and modded parts along the way. And up next we have car number 95, Shuichi Shinoichi, Team Magician, and his Escort Team Sylvia.
Coming into this 3-2-1 zone, pushing himself out to outer zone 1, gets right to the edge of the track. Does a nice job with that touch and go. And then second outside zone. Throwing in a ton of angle after outer zone 3. And coming around to this inside flip. On the finish. Yeah, I definitely think the cars are a little mixture of more street car-ish to more pure race cars. I think they're progressing their cars a little step at a time.
Yes.
Which you get a little mixture of everything. You get really high horsepower cars, you get lower horsepower cars, you get front mount radiators, rear mount radiators.
I mean, I definitely think that what you'll see is a lot of the pure built cars will be some of the top 5, maybe top 10 drivers, which this car is built for this series and J1 too, possibly.
Yep.
And a lot of the other drivers, they were in J3 with their track cars from other tracks. They just threw on a couple more mods, put in a proper roll cage, and just worked their way up. But I definitely think that there is a mix of both. And a 72 for Shuichi. Could clean up the final clip a little bit and possibly a little deeper into zone 3. And up next we have car number 103, Tomohiko Kobayashi with Fat 5 Racing in his 6.
Big flick in that 3-2-1. Getting a little off course. Oh, and bobbles. Yeah, just going off track right there at that 3-2-1. Definitely threw him off. Wavered. Trying to overcorrect it at that point.
And that's what happened. I mean, it's tricky, but once you hit that dirt, that back tire just slides out from under you.
Yeah.
Then you let off the gas to try and pull it back in, and then you get back on the gas, and you're back out there. Oh, definitely. I'd love seeing a lot of the underdogs in this series. And unfortunately, that's a 0 for Kobayashi. This is definitely a harder track for some of the lower horsepower cars. I think Suzuka is probably one of the better tracks, as well as Okuibuki for some of the underpowered cars, because you have a lot more technicality where you're able to, not get pulled away from it. And up next we have car number 193, Kinobu Deguchi with Garidori Kai, B&J, with D's Enterprise and his I guess he's car number 48, Tomoyuki Kitashiba with OS Genki, Kamui Produce, and his ZN86.
Just overall doing a solid first run. Being conservative in most of the zones, but overall just trying to get a score on the board. Does a nice job entering that 3-2-1, pushing himself to the edge of the track at the end of outer zone 1. Does a nice job of that touch and go. Could have been a bit deeper, and outer zone 2 and 3. And it comes around to this inside clip. Does a nice job there.
Yeah, so sometimes, and you guys will see, if you hold the touch and go a little longer, they'll let you get deeper into 2 as well as deeper into 3.
Yeah.
But also, it's super scary. And that's a 65 for Shiba. Up next is car number 99, Kazuya Nagahiro. Nagahiro Racing in his S14 Sylvia. This is one of my favorite cars. Nice, clean.
Coming in looking for a big entry in his first outer zone. Trying to push himself all the way out. Wavers a little bit in the zone. Coming in with some speed through that outer zone 2. Pushing himself through outer zone 3. And coming back around. Could have been a bit deep with that touch zone. Or inside clip. Keep saying that.
This one, I know what you're talking about. Touch and go, inside clip, deeper. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, overall, a nice, good run. His line was a little off coming from zone 2 to zone 3, but he was able to still stay a bit deep in the zone, so that's good. And a 70 for Nagahiro. Up next is car number 118, Takuma Yokoyama and Veikolo in his S15 Sylvia.
Coming into that 3-2-1, pushing himself, wavers a little bit right before, but that pushes him right to that rumble strip in that outer zone 1. Getting to outer zone 2. Throwing on the angle after outer zone 3. And then comes around to this touch and go. All the way through.
Overall, nice and deep on the entry. Looks like one tire off into the zebra strip. But nice and deep through each of the other zones. You know, I wonder sometimes. So his that side of the car is white, and with the white smoke, it's hard to see how deep he goes into the zone. I wonder if that hurts him or helps him. I mean, I guess you're looking at the tire anyway, but it just makes me wonder, you know.
I never thought about it like
59
that.
for Yokoyama.
So right now, I don't know what the track temperature itself is. Right now here, it is 26. So if I had to guess, maybe 30 degrees Celsius on track.
On track, yeah, probably 30. Up next is car number 830, Stuart Inoue with Crew Racing in his S15 Silver. I love Stuart because he always comes in super hard, super aggressive.
As you can see, he's not disappointing, throwing in a ton of angle, pushing out all the way to outer zone 1. Throwing in more angle at that touch and go, trying to slow down. He does a nice job in outer zone 3. And then back around to this inside clip. Staying right there at the rumble strip.
Yeah, a really nice run by Stuart. Again, like I said, I love it. Throw it in nice, hard, super aggressive. And then just filling those zones. I do wonder sometimes, especially with the last inner clip, because a lot of these drivers have a lot of camber. What if the tire's over the rumble strip but doesn't actually hit the rumble strip?
I would say if they have to look at it that hard, you're on the rumble strip.
That is 75 for Stewart, putting him in third place. Up next is car number 620, Hinato, athlete with LB Racing in his JZX 100 Chaser.
Playing the entry a little conservative, but it's pushing them all the way to the line, outer zone 1. Slowing down, trying to not get in the wall, outer zone 3. And all the way into this inside clip. Does a nice job that right there, and then finish line.
Yeah, very good run by Hinato. Nice and deep through the zones. Yeah, overall looks like a very good, clean run. Maybe a little on the conservative side, especially when I've seen him put down some crazy runs. But overall, should be a good score. And that's what you want to do with your first run.
Yep.
And a 79 that puts Hinato in first place. And car number 373, MSG Minami, is currently going to take a pass for his first run. They're still working some issues. And up next, we have car number 34, Yuki Inooka with Bold World Junction in his Junction R34.
Coming into this outer zone 1. Has a good amount of angle, gets right there on the line. Does a nice job of that touch and go. Grabbing the handbrake in outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3, but pushing himself way offline. After outer zone 3, goes a little deep, and then it throws him off of that inside clip.
I mean, it's tricky. You don't want to try and force yourself back onto the inner clip and cause a spin, especially after putting down a good run so far. Especially here. We washed out a little bit, and you can see that you don't want to throw it too hard, especially right at the finish line.
Yeah.
And that's a 66 for Inooka that puts him in 8th place.
Yeah, that late transition and that inside clip definitely affected his score.
Up next, we're going to have car number 82, Shuhei Toyama, Makeup Garage B2 in his RPS 13 180SX.
Coming into outer zone 1. Looks like he got one tire on that rumble strip, but he gets all the way to the edge of the track of that touch and go. And outer zone 2. Trying to push himself in outer zone 3. And then comes around to this inside clip. Through the finish line.
Nice and deep through zone 1. So a lot of times, especially at the touch and go to zone 2, if they get a little too wide at the touch and go, it scrubs a little too much speed, and they're not able to pull it out deep into zone 3.
I've seen a lot of the J2 drivers get off the gas a little too early at that touch and go, which also doesn't let them get far enough out.
And that's a 66 for Itoyama. Up next is car number 63, Fuga Kimura with Team Trinity Racing in his JZX 100 Mark II.
conservative handbrake entry as he comes around outer zone 1. Could have been a bit deeper through that. But does a nice job. That's touch and go. He gets all the way, throwing in a ton of angle at outer zone 2, getting right there next to the wall in outer zone 3. Not losing any angle as he comes around that inside flip.
Overall, very exciting run and a bit scary coming into zone 3. Yeah, tons of angle going into zone 1.
Yeah, and that's his style, is all the angle. He may not be the fastest, but he's going to look cool doing it.
He's going to have a lot of angle and a lot of throttle.
Yep.
And that's a 76 for Kimura. Puts him in 4th place. Up next is car number 810, Neya Kawase with Team B-Star in his S14 Sylvia.
He had it sounded like engine troubles on his last practice run. So we'll see if he can get that sorted as he gets into outer zone 1, gets a little deep. Done a nice job of that touch and go, throwing in a lot of angle for outer zone 2. Gets right next to the wall for outer zone 3. And then comes back around to this inside clip. And then right there on the rumble strip. Definitely seemed like he got it figured out.
Yeah. Engine sounds much healthier than it did this last run. A little bit of rumble strip action. Could be a little deeper through zone 2. Really nice through zone 3. And touch and go, very nice. Gave him a good clean run. Got a couple areas he can touch up on. But overall, should be a good, decent score. And a 72 for Kawase puts him in 7th place. Up next, we have car number 28, Yohei Yamaguchi with Dorioka with Autoway in his S15 Sylvia.
Another driver that loves angle. Let's see what he does as he enters that 3-2-1 zone, coming into outer zone 1, gets all the way through outer zone 1, but does get a little deep, but does a nice job in outer zone 2. Could have been a bit deeper in outer zone 3. Coming back around this inside clip, getting right there to the edge of the track.
Overall, a really good, clean first run. A little deep through zone 1. And could stretch the legs a little bit more to bring it out to the edge of zone 3. But you can see all those, all that writing on those are sponsors. Japan does a lot of individual sponsors, so anywhere from $50 to $100 for each name, and a lot of times it's for the whole season.
Yeah.
And that helps them buy tires, oil, etc., as well as pay entry fees and come out and drift for you guys. And that's a 70 for Yamaguchi, and that puts him into 9th place. Up next is car number 110, Sugisaki Sensei, LG Project with TMS in his S15 Sylvia.
Throwing in a ton of angle through that 3-2-1. getting on the throttle. And outer zone 1 could have been a bit deeper. But gets all the way to the edge of the track in outer zone 2. And gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3. He's coming around this inside clip. And throws him a little bit off through that inside clip, but gets through with a run.
Yeah, overall, a really nice run. Nice and deep through the zones. Left a little early with a little bit of a waiver there. He was a bit shallow through the touch and go and zone 2, but that let him push out the deep part of zone 3. And one thing that's hard to see, especially from the camera footage, is from zone 1 all the way to the finish line, it's pretty much downhill with the last inner clip right as it starts going back uphill.
Yeah. I definitely watched this online multiple times. You really don't see that it's straight downhill.
Yeah,
You don't see the elevation change.
It's tricky because, again, especially with the touch and go, you're just going downhill for that.
Yeah.
So you're just picking up speed, hand over fist. And that's a 70 for Sugisaki Sensei. Puts him in 10th place. Up next is car number 109, Yusuke Aoki with Garidori Kite, Buy Now Japan, and his JCX 100 Mark II.
Coming in with a lot of angle with that 3-2-1. Throwing even more angle and on the limber all the way through outer zone 1. Coming in with a lot of speed, having to slow down in outer zone 2. And gets right on the wall for outer zone 3 as he's making his way to this inside clip. And through the finish line.
That was a great run.
Yeah, he definitely turned it up from practice.
Dude, like in practice, I didn't see anything like this.
No.
Just right on the line for each of the zones. Like, I don't know that you can get closer without taking damage. I mean, overall, it's a beautiful run by Yusuke. Nothing but angle and throttle and anger.
Yeah.
And at 83 puts Yusuke Aoki in first place. Up next, we have car number 23, Jace, with Veo Colo and his Z33 Fair Lady.
Throwing in a ton of angle right at that one cone, getting a little deep in the outer zone 1, and staying full throttle through that touch and go and into outer zone 2. And getting real close to the wall in outer zone 3 as he makes his way to this inside clip and through the finish line.
Overall, very good run. He might have got a little too deep through zone 1. What, dropping 2 tires? But I'll tell you what, it's, again, a hell of a run, nice and deep, tons of angle, and full throttle the whole time. I just have one question though. What are they teaching high school kids nowadays anyways? When we're going, full throttle. And that's a 76 for Jace.
Yeah, he definitely has to take his homework on the road.
Yeah.
Because he's been here for both days.
Yeah. Up next, we have car number 896, Russell Vire with RPM Parts and his 180SX.
Coming in for a big entry, looking for outer zone 1 as he's throwing in a ton of angle, wavers just a little bit and gets out of outer zone 1 a little early, but gets right to the edge of the track for outer zone 2. Could have been a bit deeper in outer zone 3, and comes back around and throwing in a lot of angle with that inside flip.
Overall, very good run. That's what I expect from Russell.
Yeah.
I love it. Lots of angle, lots of throttle. Just coming out having fun. Nice and deep through each of the zones. It looked like possibly offline a little bit from zone 2 to zone 3. And that's why I came up a little shallow through zone 3. But overall, a very good run. Yeah, so that headlight. So 71 for Russell puts him in 10th place. That's a custom. He had to make it on the flag because Origin didn't have any in stock. Up next, we have car number 829, Sena, White River with Wacos and his JZX 100 Mark II.
Burning down the start line as he comes into this 3-2-1 zone. Being a little conservative to stay on track as he gets all the way to the edge of outer zone 1. Coming in, throwing in a ton of angle at the end of outer zone 2. Oh! He just gets on the gas a little too early, and he wasn't able to hold on to it.
Dude, that was a great run.
Yeah.
Maybe tires just got a little too hot.
Yeah, it definitely could have been the case because he was having his tires were smoking coming out of the start line. So.
And unfortunately, that's a 0 for Sena. Yeah. Russell's headlight active intake done. Up next, number 62, Tatsuya Kobayashi with Team Trinity Racing and his JZX 100 Mark II.
Having a big flick at that 3-2-1. Getting on the gas, trying to stay all the way to the edge of the track for outer zone 1, throwing in a ton of angle at that touch and go, and not backing down in outer zone 2, getting right next to the track in outer zone 3. Not letting off the gas for this inside clip all the way through.
So the thing that's crazy is, coming out of zone 2, I think he over-rotated, but because he stayed on the gas, it held him into zone 3.
Yeah.
Which ended up working out beautifully. And nicely the inner clip. I mean, it was a great run. Tons of angle, tons of smoke. Yeah, I would like to have seen if Sena would have stayed on the throttle, maybe rode it through max angle, maybe could have carried it out a little bit.
I don't know. I think he was already at max.
Yes.
I don't think there was any control of that besides getting on the throttle a little later. And then it would have carried him out fine.
Maybe an e-brake hold.
Any loose points?
I mean, that's an 87 that puts Kobayashi in first place. Up next, car number 260. Jonathan Chen with Team Taiwan Elite Silver Mist and his F22 M2.
Yes. Wavers just a little bit right after that 3-2-1, but then gets right to the edge of the track, maybe a tire into that roam strip in outer zone 1. He does a nice job of that touch and go, gets a little bit, He dirt dropped right at that second outer zone, and it just pushed him a little bit too far. He tried to drive out of it, but once you get in that dirt at outer zone 2, it just pushes you too far, especially with how fast these guys are going.
It's so difficult. Because, again, as soon as you hit that dirt, the back end starts to slide out.
Looks like he took some suspension damage with it. That back tire looked like it was towed out a lot.
I mean, unfortunately, is it Okayama if we don't see this once or twice?
This is very true. I know J1 is going to be a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but that is also the price to pay when you're pushing the absolute limits of yourself and the car.
I mean, once he dirt dropped, it's hard to recover.
Yeah.
I mean, just throw more angle and just hit the throttle. Yeah. I mean, on the plus side, they might be able to come out and that's a 0 for Jonathan. They might be able to come out and get that resolved for his next qualifying run.
Yeah, I do know he has a solid team behind him, which I'd be almost certain that they'll be out for run 2, unless they see something drastically wrong.
I don't doubt that they probably have a spare subframe. Just drop it, replace it, make any adjustments needed.
Yeah, it'd be like the Cusco guys where they just drop it in 5 minutes.
That's insane.
Out and in 5 minutes.
Yeah, the Cusco racing team. We'll see them in the pits every once in a while just do quick subframe replacement. They drop it, pull it, put another one in. Next thing you know.
So right as we stand right now, we still have a few drivers left for run number 1. But this is our current situation for top 16. I would assume that it would change a bit between the rest of the runs and run 2. We'll just have to see how that plays out.
I mean, especially when they have our top 4 qualifiers coming up next.
Yep. Do you think it throws the drivers off a little bit, knowing that somebody just went into the wall? It gets in their head?
I think it definitely can. Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back with you guys in just a little bit.
雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディームーディー MID ホイールキャンディーフレンドホイールは MID
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
Made in Japan. Breed.
And we're back.
As you can see, the tow truck just took off Jonathan's car as the commercial stopped. So we should be starting the next run very shortly.
Yeah, I can almost see cars at the start line right now. We have, looks like our final two drivers coming around out of the pits, working their way to the staging area and the burnout box. We have our top qualifier, Kobayashi, at 87, and our current cutoff is 66. That's it, Itoyama. And we have 4 cars left to do the first runs. Coming up to the start line now, we have car number 42, Daiichi Esaki with Kira Power, KFK, and Soron in his S15 Sylvia. He was throwing in tons of angle during his practice.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was a little on the slower side, but he made up for it. And it's not disappointing into that 3-2-1. Gets right to the edge of the track as he moves into outer zone 1. He doesn't get all the way out to that line, but does a nice job of that touch and go, and then gets one tire off in outer zone 2. And then all the way around to this inside clip through the finish line.
Yeah, definitely dropping a tire in zone 2 will upset the car. And as soon as it recovers, as you're headed towards zone 3, you actually leave the course and hit the side road, and there's a bit of a drop there.
Yeah.
You can see his car get unsettled here, and then again right there. Right as the camera switches.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. But Esaki has definitely left some points on the board, and make some corrections, come out, and hopefully be part of the show. And that's a 58 for Esaki. Up next is car number 75, Koji Nagase with Team Kazama in his Lexus IS 350C convertible.
Yep, top down, off really. He's coming into this outer zone 1. Throwing in the angle, wavering a little bit through the zone, but throws in a lot of angle. Do that touch and go. Is a little bit offline for outer zone 2, but does get pretty close to the wall in outer zone 3 and then on the round and gets on the rumble strip for that touch and go.
I mean, yeah, you can definitely see after the touch and go, if they were able, or if like I said, was able to hold it just a little bit longer, that could have pushed them a little bit deeper into 2, which would have set them up for a bit of a better line 3-3. But also with so much angle at the touch and go,
it kills the speed.
Yeah, it's hard to hold it longer.
It's a problem these drivers face that use a lot of angle. They either have to stay in it longer or not use so much angle.
Yeah.
And it's just hard to judge when you're in the moment having split seconds to decide that.
And a 69 for Nagase. Puts him in the 15th place, right on the border. Up next, we have car number 104, Toshihiko Mizuno with Team Zero in his S15 Sylvia.
In with a big flick. That 3-2-1. Pushing all the way out. Outer zone 1. A little conservative on that touch and go, but it pushes him right next to the wall in outer zone 3. And then on through the inside clip and the finish line. I mean, but that just goes, that shows a real good back-to-back run of somebody throwing in a lot of angle at that touch and go, and not making it all the way out to the outer zone 3, rather than him being a nice, more conservative in the angle with that touch and go, and then it pushes him a lot further back.
Yeah. Able to pull himself out into 3. Oh, and Sir John Hancock, what gets wetter as it dries? My guess is a towel. And that's an 81 for Mizuno. That puts him in the 3rd place. And our current top-ranked driver, car number 7, Soshiro Nakamura with Japan Environment Development Racing with Felino in his S15 Sylvia.
Throwing in a ton of angle at that 3-2-1. Staying on the gas all the way through outer zone 1, getting right on that line, and does a nice job at that touch and go in outer zone 2, and gets right up to that wall in outer zone 3, and on around this touch and go, and through the finish line.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful run. Right on the line for 1. Beautiful touchback to zone 2. Nice and deep through 3. I mean, just coming out here with machine-like precision.
I think it's, because y'all don't get to see practice, but I think it's crazy to come out first run and do that during practice as for your very first run, and then keep it all the way through.
And
the
an
first
86 for
qualifying
Nakamura.
run.
It puts him in 2nd place by 1 point.
And then now you can see the first runs are being over. You can see the top 16 currently. You have Nagase just missing in 17th place, but we'll see what he does in the 2nd qualifying run.
That's right. So currently 70 is our cutoff.
We have quite a few zeros and people under the top 16, so it could be shaken up a good bit with these second qualifying runs.
Definitely. Let's start off with the second run. Car number 22, Yasuo Takano with Advantage Neo G-Meister, Cleve Racing HPI Neat in his 180SX.
Sitting on a 0. Let's see if he can improve. He got his hood shaken a little bit, but then going in a ton of angle. He gets right to the edge of the track in outer zone 1. Coming into this touch and go. He gets one tire off in that inside clip and then gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3. And then back around to this inside clip. Gets a little offline there, but through the finish line.
Overall, a very good run.
Definitely better than his first one.
Right to the edge. A little dirty right there. Super close to the wall. And switching back around for the inner clip. Definitely much better than his previous 0. That's right there is a 74. Puts him in 11th place.
Now we'll see if he's be able to hold on and stay into the top 16, because currently he's in.
Yeah. He's in a very precarious position. Up next is car number 416. Brian Titt with KCM Trade and TRC in his JCX 100 Chaser, sitting on a 0.
Coming in looking for a handbrake entry with that 3-2-1. Getting on the throttle at the end of outer zone 1. Gets it into the roller strips. Could have been a bit, being a little shallower at that touch and go, definitely when he went to transition into outer zone 2, definitely pushed him a little bit too far off track.
Yeah, I mean, going shallow into the touch and go actually just picks you up more speed.
Yeah.
And a little too wide in the touch and go, I mean, in the zone 2. But, I mean, going too wide at that time with that speed, that's the best outcome that you can hope for. Because it keeps the car on 4 wheels and able to drive off on its own power. Fortunately, that's a 0 for Ryan. Up next is car number 26, Masayuki Minami with Team YNJ in his S13 Sylvia.
Much speed as possible as he enters that 3-2-1. Trying to push all the way out and does get right next to that line in outer zone 1. Does a nice job in outer zone 2. Getting right next to the wall, throwing in a ton of angle after outer zone 3. Then back around that inside clip onto the finish line.
Minami put down an excellent run there.
Yeah.
I tell you, he was using all of that SR20 power there.
Yeah.
So close to the wall. Nice, good line. Yeah. Using every bit of that SR20.
Yeah, he threw in a ton of angle at that outer zone 3.
And a 73 puts Minami in 12th place.
Doing a ton of angle at outer zone 3, which being one of the lower horsepower cars, he has to hold that all the way through that corner, and he almost didn't make it, but it definitely helped him with his score.
Up next is car number 85, Daisuke Hara with Team CM Philly, S15. Put down a really good run for a 78.
It looks like he got off throttle a little bit right at that 3-2-1, and it made him waver a bit, but does a nice job in outer zone 1. Getting a little bit off track in outer zone 2. Could have been a bit deeper in outer zone 3, but around the finish line after that inside clip.
Overall, it's a run. His car still in good working condition after the run, and sitting on a 78, he's safe-ish.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that
in a 62,
that this is his second round.
Yeah,
this season, and it's already over. He is currently in 6th position, so we'll see if he's able to hold on for the top 16.
Looks like car number 366, Carmen Dong, won't be able to have a second run. Up next, we have car number 171, Eijo Noguchi and Harukaze Racing in his GR86.
There's a big entry with that 3-2-1. Oh, getting into the rumble strips right before the inside of that outer zone 1. Just throws him offline for that touch and go in outer zone 2, which doesn't push him out to outer zone 3. And now getting into this inside clip. Does a nice job there. Looks like he just gripped up a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Hold on the handbrake a little bit too long. Just got a little bit offline there.
Yeah. I mean, he was struggling trying to get to the deep in some of the zones, both 1 and 3. And sitting on that 59. Yeah, so Carmen Dong, unfortunately, due to engine troubles, he wasn't able to continue. And Noguchi with a 63.
Which will not be enough for top 16, sadly.
Yep, unfortunately, he's done for the weekend. Up next, we have car number 66, Ryuma Okada with Kaitaku Racing in his SR, or his S15 Sylvia.
All that tire on that front rubber on that tire. Gets into outer zone 1, does a nice job of this touch and go. Throwing in a ton of angle and spinning out.
Just overcooks it going into zone 3.
Which sadly that is would be a 0-0 for him as well, which that ends his weekend short.
Earlier yesterday in practice, he backed into the tires. So you knew he was going to be coming hard for this one. Just a little too hard of a transition into from zone 3. And that drop between zone 2 and zone 3 just made matters worse.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's a 0 for Okada. Up next, we have car number 92, Kenji Suzuki with G-Meister, HPI Racing with Neat and his JZX100 Chaser, sitting on a 62.
Playing the entry a little conservative, but does start drifting before that 3-2-1. Gets all the way to the edge of the track in outer zone 1. Does a nice job in outer zone 2. Gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3. And now coming around to this inside clip, staying right there at the edge of the track.
That was a beautiful transition to hit that inner clip. Nice and easy transition. Riding zone 1 right to the edge. And you can see the touch and go to zone 2. A little shallow, which lets him crank up a little bit more speed to pull himself out into zone 3. Overall, very good run. And sitting on a 62, he needed it.
Yep.
And a 77 puts him into 7th place. Up next, we have car number 215, Takeru Takata with Garage Takata with Auto Shop Wise and his S15 Sylvia. Currently sitting on a 57.
Having a handbrake entry as he's trying to push himself out to outer zone 1. It looks like he got 2 tires off outer zone 1. Gets right at the edge of the track of that outside zone. And then it just doesn't have enough speed to push him out to outer zone 3, but now into this inside clip and through the finish line.
I tell you what, there's quite a bit of chatter in the back wheels. Drops the 1 tire. Zone 1, zone 2, right on the edge. Could be a little bit deeper in zone 3. And a little bit closer to the inner clip, but overall, a good run, but will be enough to keep him in the show.
We'll just have to see what the judges say. It looks like they're seeing if he was in drift at that 3-2-1.
It looks like just dropped 1 tire.
And that's why I was
zone 1.
saying earlier on his first run that maybe he needed some those knuckle bushing.
Oh yeah,
I've been there, and it's not fun.
So essentially, they're looking at filling the zone or proximity to the line at each of the zones.
So he gets a 0 for his second qualifying run, and it looks like that his right at the 3-2-1, that I don't believe he was in drift at the 3-2-1.
The judges said that he didn't quite get his initiation started in time. So it was after the 3-2-1. Up next, we have car number 614, Ken Young, KCM Trade, TRC, in his sexy 10 Altezza.
Coming in with a big flick at that 3-2-1. Throwing in a lot of angle at outer zone 1. Looks like he got a tire off right to the edge of the track of that touch and go. A little bit too deep in outer zone 2, which has him the correct and gets a little bit offline in outer zone 3, but on through the finish line.
Yeah, see, that's if you're a little bit slow and you drop a tire, you get that little bit of kick out, which sets you into a better position. Let's see what the judges say. And at 69, unfortunately, for Ken, that leaves him in 20th place, and that's outside of the top 16. Up next, we have car number 318, Timmy Wu with RSR and TRC and his GR86. And Timmy's sitting on a 62.
Yeah, comes in with a big entry. That 3-2-1 gets right next to the line in the outer zone 1. Gets all the way to the edge of the track for that touch and go. And outer zone 2 gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3. Rolling on the throttle, throwing in a ton of smoke at that inside clip and on through the finish line.
And a beautiful run by Timmy. And sitting on the 62, he definitely needed it.
So 3 tires off would be considered an incomplete.
Correct.
4 is definitely incomplete.
Yes. 3 tires off is incomplete. 4 tires off, also incomplete. 2 tires off, depending on the location, is either a 4 or 6 point deduction.
Yep.
And an 82 for Timmy Wu, putting him into 4th place. Correct. There are no zones painted or chalked on. It's proximity to the line between the zone markers. Up next, we have car number 727, Tomoharu Nishizaki Kamematsu Thunderbird with Fiamen Jinja in his S13 Sylvia, sitting on a 77.
Coming in right to the edge of the track in that 3-2-1. And then gets onto the rumble strips of outer zone 1. All the way to the edge of that touch and go, which it looks like he gripped up right at that transition into outer zone 2, which threw him offline for outer zone 3 and then on through inside clip.
And on the plus side for Nishizaki, his first run was really good, so he'll probably sticking with that one.
Yep. We'll have to see what the judges say. Yeah, so you can see the zone cones throughout the track, and that's what the judges are basing it off of. They're basing it off of how close you can get to either the wall or to the line of that zone.
And a 58, and he stays in 9th place off his 77. Up next is car number 95, Shuichi Shinoichi, Team Magician, and his S14 Sylvia, sitting on a 72. Shuichi's been putting on some really good runs in practice.
Does a nice job getting all the way out. Oh! Might have gone 3 tires off. We'll have to watch the replay. But he does a nice job through that touch and go and outside clip, outside zone 2. It was a little shallow, out of zone 3, and all the way through the finish line.
Unfortunately, I think that is that's 3 tires off. That's a 0. But with 72, he's still in 15th place.
He has a chance to hold on. We'll just see how this plays out.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was 3 tires off. Up next is car number 103, Tomohiko Kobayashi with Fat 5 Racing, 8.6. He's sitting on a 0 as well.
Getting all the way to the edge of the track at that 3-2-1, pushing himself real deep in outer zone 1. Oh, looks like he had a little bit of a waiver in that transition in outer zone 2, which caused him to get offline out of zone 3, and now on through the finish line.
But, I mean, I'll tell you what, if he would have came out with this speed, if he would have come out to zone 2, yeah, he would have been in the wall.
Yeah.
Because he was coming pretty shallow here. Yeah, if he would have got out to 2, yeah. That would not have been good.
It looks, I think that the judges are going to take a closer look at that transition from that touch and go to outer zone 2 to see if he might have straightened at all.
I mean, unfortunately, either way, I think with the 2 tires out at 1 and missing 2 altogether, and the proximity to 3, even if they give him the score, it'd be hard pressed to be able to qualify. And a 52 for Kobayashi, and unfortunately, that's gonna be it for him today for us. Up next is car number 193, Kiminobu Deguchi with Doridori Kai, B&J, D's Enterprise, and his Pink Monster S15.
Yep, and he decided not to have the first run, so we'll see if he is able to put down a killer run as he gets into the rumble strips in outer zone 2, right all the way to the edge of the track for that touch and go, and outer zone 2 could have been a bit deeper in outer zone 3. And gets around into that inside clip and through the finish line.
Oh, sorry about that. I just saw the question. No, tomorrow they're not planning on chalking either. Again, they're looking at the outer line and the zone markers and your proximity to the line between the markers and your proximity to the wall for zone 3. And the reason Deguchi missed his first run was due to car issues, and unfortunately that's a 65 for him his second run.
And he will be out the top 16 tomorrow.
Up next is car number 48, Tomoyuki Kitashiba with OS Genkin Kamui Produce in his ZN6 Hachima.
And then with a big flick, that 3-2-1. Trying to push himself all the way to the edge of outer zone 1 with a lot of angle as he hits this touch and go. And outer zone 2. It's pretty close to outer zone 3. He gets right on the line to that inside flip.
Overall, very good run. Looks like possibly improved on his 65. Nice and deep through zone 1. Good switchback. Zone 2, nice. Good depth through 3. And nice through the inner clip. And a 76 for Kitashiba, which puts him into 10th place. Up next is car number 99, Kazuya Nagahiro with Nagahiro Racing in his S14 Tokyo. He's sitting on a 70, which is right on the board.
Throwing in a lot of angle coming into outer zone 1. Trying to get all the way out and wavers just a little bit at the end of zone 1. Does a nice job of that touch and go. And outer zone 2. Gets a little bit of handbrake at the end of outer zone 3. Now around that inside foot in the finish line.
A real nice clean run. And with his first run being a 70, it looks like this might be a slight improvement on that. But let's see what the judges say. And the 78 puts him into 7th place. It was funny. One of our other commentators, Taniguchi, was like, "Ah, it's probably a 78." I think that's what it turned out being. Oh, for the chalk, unfortunately, I am unsure. I don't know if it was a request by the circuit, but normally we would do chalk on the circuits that we can. The circuits we can't do chalk, we paint. So unfortunately, I am unsure. Sorry. Up next is car number 118, Takuma Yokoyama with Veicolo. It's S13 Sylvia.
Currently sitting on a 59, so he definitely needs to improve if he wants to be in the top 16. Now, coming into this first outer zone, gets right to the end of the track. At the end of outer zone 1, does a nice job of that touch and go. Slowing down a lot in that outer zone 2. Gets pretty close in outer zone 3. And on around through the finish line.
Overall, super clean line. Plenty of angle, lots of smoke.
Yep.
You see his wings going. You think that's for aerodynamics or because he hit the tires yesterday?
Both.
Overall, really good run. And definitely an improvement on his previous score of a 59. And at 70, unfortunately, he didn't quite make it. Up next is car number 830, Stuart Inoue. Stuart with Pro Racing in his S15 Sylvia.
Not disappointing with that entry, with a ton of angle as he's pushing himself a little offline in outer zone 1, having to slow down at that touch and go. That lines him up perfectly for outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3 though, and then all the way through the finish line.
Now, he's sitting on a 75. And I don't know if this is going to be higher than that, but I'll tell you what, this looked like a very fun one.
Yeah, it was definitely really fast.
Lots of speed, lots of angle. Could have been deeper through some of the zones, but overall, it looked fun.
Yeah. I do think that's the first time we've seen somebody, he gets a 66. I think that's the first time we've seen somebody take out half of the first outside zone. So he was coming in with some speed.
And sitting with a 75 in 14th place. And up next, we have car number 620, Hinato, athlete with LB Racing in his JZX 100 Chaser, sitting on a 79. Just straight out of middle school.
Coming into that 3-2-1 zone with a lot of angle, not taking any away through outer zone 1. Hits a touch and go, then coming around outside zone 2. He gets right next to the wall in outside zone 3. And on around this inside clip and through the finish line.
I think you might have heard me last time saying it was a little bit conservative because it looks like he went all in on this one. I mean, overall, it just looks like 100% more aggression. Very beautiful run, nice clean line. Could have been a little bit deeper through some of the zones, but beautiful, beautiful run. And he's sitting on a 79. So let's see what this one is. And a 78. Staying in 6th place. So currently car number 373, MSG Minami, took a 5-minute timeout. So we're going next to car number 34, Yuki Inooka, Bold World Junction, R34, sitting on 66.
Being nice and conservative in the 3-2-1 zone. Throwing in a ton of angle, getting a little bit too deep. That outer zone 1 does a nice job that touch and go, but gets a little bit deep. And outer zone 2, which throws him offline for outer zone 3. And now he's all through the finish line.
It's sitting on the 66. It's going to be tough. Because he dropped one tire, one tire in the dirt. Zone 3, a little far away. But he cleaned it up for the last inner clip. But wasn't enough. '34 is Inooka, Yuki Inooka. And he got a 63. Unfortunately, that's going to leave him in 25th place. Up next, we have car number 82, Shuhei Itoyama with Makeup Mirage V2 in his 180
Into that 3-2-1, trying to push himself all the way out for outer zone 2. Does a nice job of that touch and go. And outer zone 2 gets a little deep, and he gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3 as he makes his way to this inside clip and through the finish line.
Sitting on the 66. Let's see. Can get a little bit deeper through zone 1. And dropping one tire there makes it a little bit easier on this line. Overall, good clean run, but unfortunately, he's only able to get a 71.
Which that will also end his weekend early.
Up next is car number 63, Fuga Kimura, Team Trinity Racing in his JZX 100 Mark II, sitting at 76.
Into that 3-2-1 with a lot of speed, trying to push all the way out to the edge of the track in outer zone 1. Does a nice job of that touch and go and throwing in a ton of angle outer zone 2. Getting right next to the wall in outer zone 3. And then having a real good flick into that inside clip and then through the finish line.
Simmons and FDJ1, so they will be doing their qualifying tomorrow. Tons of angle, tons of throttle. Kimura putting down super clean laps. And he's sitting on the 76. And then 83 for Kimura, putting him in third place. Up next is car number 810, Reiya Kawase, Team B-Star in his S14 Sylvia, sitting on a 72.
A real good flick into that 3-2-1. Having to waver just a little bit right before outer zone 1. Throws him offline, but does a nice job of that inside clip. Oh!
Just coming in a little too hot.
Yeah, he threw in a ton of angle, trying to save it, and just was not able to.
Yeah, looking at it from that angle. Oh, there's
coolant.
Yeah, it looks like coolant. I wish you would have been able to get it off of the grass.
Yeah, I all started I think it's all started in outer zone, right before outer zone 1. He had a handbrake to try to push him out, and I think it just threw him offline a little bit, maybe got in his head, and then he came in with way more speed than he normally did and just was not able to save it.
Once he hit the little drop, So some of the judges are wondering if that's gasoline or water. I'll say gasoline as in ethanol. Unfortunately, that's a 0 for Reya. And he's done for the weekend. Yeah, so the radiator's back there, but also that's also the location of most of the drivers' fuel tanks as well, or fuel cell. And here are our current standings.
So we have Minami with a 73 holding down the 16th position. We'll see if he's able to hold on to it. There's still a few drivers left that are out of the cut, so they might not make it, or they would. So we'll just have to see how it plays out.
And it looks like they're going to be able to
looks like they're going to pull the car into the grass, stop all the leak from the track.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking to find out if they wants them to pull off that back panel or just leave it.
Looks like they're grabbing the tow truck, so they'll probably just leave it, pick it up, and tow it off.
Yeah, we got the tow truck coming up. And we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the last 16 or so drivers. Okay, we'll see you guys in just a little bit.
雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディフレンディホイールは MID
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
Made in Japan. Breed.
Okay, and we're back.
Looks like the car is getting totaled off now. So we will finish our second qualifying runs really short. Turns out that was gasoline
Yes.
that was leaking. So he did hit his fuel tank, which caused it to leak out. We cleaned it up, and then it's right at that transition part to go into the inside clip. So we'll see if that'll affect any of the drivers with the chalk on the ground or not.
Yeah, so for us, for FDJ1 tomorrow, the qualifying starts in Japanese Standard Time at 9:30 a.m.
There's MSG. Sounds like he got fixed whatever needs fixed, because he's now out, ready for his second qualifying run.
Hopefully, because we did see him out a little bit ago.
Hopefully. I would expect that maybe he's the first one to do the next qualifying run, since he did take a 5-minute timeout for his second run. So we'll see him out in just a second.
Up next, we have car number 28, Yohei Yamaguchi, Yorioka with auto weight in his S15 Sylvia, sitting currently on 70.
Plays it nice and conservative into that 3-2-1 area. Gets all the way to the edge of the track and then some. Outer zone 1 does a nice job at that inside clip and touch and go. Taking it real deep, having to take a correction to not hit the wall. And outer zone 3 and then now into the inside clip and the finish line.
Yep. Really nice. We can see the chat, but it's about a 30-second delay from when the time we talk to you guys hear us.
So we'll try to answer y'all as fast as we can, but sometimes your answers are already answered and we're just kind of repeating ourselves.
But yeah, just know.
Probably just like just now.
Just know that it's a minimum of like 30 seconds from the time we see it to the time that you'll hear the answer that we say. Overall, a really nice run. Sitting on the 70. Another 70, just out with a 21.
Which sadly will end his weekend short.
Up next is car number 110, Sugisaki Sensei, LG Project with TMS Racing, S15 Sylvia, sitting on the 70.
Definitely needed to improve his score if he wants to be in the top 16. He is working at that with a huge flick coming into outer zone 1, getting right all the way to the line. It's a little offline for that touch and go, but does a nice job in outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3, and then coming around, trying to get it back into power through that inside clip.
So that last little bit has all the judges looking at each other to decide whether that was a straighten. Overall, nice and deep. A little shallow through the center part of the track, which picks up a lot of speed. So that put him really deep into zone 3. Yeah, that's very tough.
Yeah, I think he just stayed on the throttle a little bit too much right before that transition, which pushed him too far out, throwing him offline for that inside clip. And I think it might have affected him in a negative way.
Yeah, unfortunately that's a 0. And current ranking is a 23rd, so unfortunately that's it for his weekend. But yeah. Unfortunately, MSG Minami going out on the track. He still had issues that were lingering from before, and he's going to have to retire for this weekend. But currently we have car number 109, Ryusuke Aoki with Garidori Kai, buying out of Japan in his JZX100 Mark II, sitting on an 83.
Chicane, looking for a big entry into this 3-2-1. Going in a lot of angle, a lot of throttle, a lot of smoke, all the way to the edge of the line. And outer zone 1 throwing in a ton of angle at that touch and go. And gets right to the edge of outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3. And he had a late transition, which threw him offline for that inside clip, but he did not back down from the throttle.
Yeah.
That whole run.
He took a slightly wider line. And this flick right here, just a little too strong, and I think that scrubbed a little bit too much speed, and that's why I wasn't able to get out to zone 3, which ended up messing up the zone 3 to the final inner clip transition. But sitting on an 83, so he's definitely in the show. And a 76 for Aoki. Currently sitting in 3rd place. Up next we have Jace, car number 23, Vio Colo, and his Z33, Fair Lady, sitting on a 76.
Got the go ahead coming out of the chicane. Looking to build a lot of speed. As he enters into that 3-2-1, going on a lot of angle, trying to push himself out all the way to the edge of the track in outer zone 1. Back to the edge of the track at that touch and go. He gets all the way to the edge in the outer zone 2 and gets right next to the wall in outer zone 3, going in a lot of angle. Coming around this inside clip, and another run that just didn't back down from the throttle either.
Yeah, another beautiful run. Just nice and deep through each of the zones. Lots of angle on the switchback. Right at the edge of the wall.
Yep.
The only place I think that he can really get a couple more points is that last inner clip. But overall, an excellent run, especially for someone in high school. And an 85, putting Jason 3rd place. Up next, we have car number 896, Russell Vire with RPM parts in his 180 SX, sitting on a 71. So he needs a good run.
Yep. Throwing in a big flick into that 3-2-1, coming around with a lot of throttle all the way to the edge of the track in outer zone 1, back to the edge of that touch and go, and then back to the edge at outer zone 2, getting right next to the wall in outer zone 3. Transitioning into that inside clip.
I mean, and just when you needed a big run, comes up with it. Nice and deep through zone 1. Beautiful flick. Right on the edge of zone 2. Nice and deep through zone 3. And a good switch back to inner clip.
I'll say that I think his car has the loudest rev limiter with the pops and veins.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Gets a 86, putting
86.
him in
Second place.
Second, yeah.
Up next, we have car number 829, Sena. White River with Wacos in his JZX100 Mark II. He's sitting on a 0, but I'm still expecting something huge out of him.
Yeah. He's now burning start line down again. Coming into this 3-2-1 area. Being little conservative, but then throws on the angle and throttle, trying to get to the edge of the track in outer zone 1. Has a quick transition into outer zone 2. And gets right next to the wall into outer zone 3. And then coming around to this inside clip. And all the way through the finish line.
Working his way nice and deep into zone 1. Right towards the edge of zones 2 and 3. And good through the inner clip. But did he score high enough to stay in the show?
We'll have to see.
That's the question. And a 76 puts him in the 15th place.
So there's 3 people still left that are not qualified yet.
Yeah,
They
there's 3
could
people.
so that he could get knocked out. We'll just have to see how it plays out.
Car number 62, Tatsuya Kobayashi, Team Trinity Racing, is JCX 100 Mark II, sitting on 87.
Which he knows he's in the show, so it looks like he's just going to lay it down all on the line right now. See if he can get a 100-point run. He's a little wavery in outer zone 1, but throwing in a ton of angle at that touch and go. And not changing anything in outer zone 2 is a little above outer zone 3. And all the way through. I do know that he used a lot of throttle. Had a lot of smoke on this run.
So, Deya, with the crash, he did not qualify for tomorrow. And so his car's finished. So he's finished for the weekend. He seemed to be fine. He was moving up, walking. But after the broadcast, I'll swing by the pits and go check on him, make sure everything's cool. And a 76 for Kobayashi.
She is still sitting with the highest qualifying run with an 87. We'll see if that changes in the next few drivers.
And car number 260, Jonathan Chin, Team Taiwan Elite Silver Mist. M2. Looks like they fixed it up.
Enters in that 3-2-1. Has a little wavery, but pushes himself all the way to the line of outer zone 1. Being a little conservative on that transition at that touch and go. And outer zone 2. Staying off the wall this time in outer zone 3, and it comes around to this inside clip and gets right on the rumble strip.
A very nice run, especially after having to fix the car.
Yeah. Definitely didn't see any nerves going into that wall, which is a good thing.
Good depth in the zone, lots of speed.
Judges are tallying up their scores right now.
And at 77.
Should put him in 14th.
Next we have car number 42, Daichi Esaki, Kira Power, KFK with Soren in his S15 Sylvia. Sitting on 58, and he needs a 77, well, 76 right.
She's coming into this first outer zone. Loses a little bit of angle, but does get that depth. Oh! Something happened on that transition because his back end popped up. Oh.
Maybe broken.
Might have broken some suspension parts because that back tire looks a little.
Maybe a rear tension rod?
Looks into the fender a little bit.
You can see the side scar pop out.
Yeah. Try to give him a 0, and he will sadly be out for this round. As you can see, Sena is holding down the 16th position with a 76.
There's only one more person.
One more person could knock him out. Everybody else is qualified except Nagase, which he is next up. So we'll see how this plays out. As you can see, Kobayashi with an 87. Russell with an 86, Nakamura with an 86, Jace with an 85. Got some pretty high scores.
And Kobayashi, our current leader.
Seems like he didn't know Silver's name.
Yeah, they are currently putting Esaki's car on the trailer. I'm just, I don't know, maybe a little worried because they're pulling it by one of the back wheels. I mean, if you just snapped an arm, I feel like there's the chance that wheel could just go flying out.
This is true.
But they know what they're doing.
That has to be nerve-wracking for the driver too, because they stay in the car.
Oh yeah,
just moving around.
Well, I thought I saw him get out of the car. Is he back in there?
Oh, you're right. He's in the truck itself. My bad.
I was like, oh no! If you're in the car, yeah, I can definitely see. You're a little worried. And looked like we had our final 3 drivers getting ready in the burnout box, or right by the burnout box. See what, when you're the #1 driver, everything's nothing but fun and games.
Yeah. I mean, but just imagine about the top 16, though.
Yeah.
If it runs out the way it is right now, Kobayashi, Weibao, and Sena, first round.
Yeah.
First battle. Wouldn't that be insane?
I mean, between Kobayashi and Sena, or possibly Kobayashi and Nagase. Or I guess, or Kitoshima. Yeah, Sam is qualifying for tomorrow. And J1 is top 32 qualifying. Tow truck's heading out with Isaki's car. Correct. Segment bumped up from FDJ2 to FDJ1 now. Yeah, Isaki's S15 is probably one of my favorite colors. I love that gold copper look. But on the plus side, at least it was in that transition between the touch and go and zone 2.
Yep.
Rather than between zone 2 and zone 3.
This is very true.
And pulling up to the line now, we have car number 75, Koji Nagase with Team Kazama in his Lexus IS 350C convertible. Nice autumn or fall colors on his helmet to keep things cool.
I think the top's down for that.
It only helps.
It's coming into this 3-2-1 area. Has a real fast flip. Looking for outer zone 1. Gets right to the edge of the track, but there is a little bit of wavering through the zone. But he's not letting off the gas through the inside clip and that. Through the finish line.
That's going to be a tough one.
Looks like he was, could have been a little deeper. Right here, getting into outer zone 2.
Yeah. Look like maybe a little deeper through 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And looks like dropped the tire on the inner clip. So overall, it'd be very close. And like I say, currently on a 69. All he has to do is a 76 to get into the show. It's great just seeing how aggressive he is coming out.
Yeah.
Lots of angle. Just overall, a really nice run. Could clean up a couple spots here and there. But let's see what he got. Oh, unfortunately, a 72. Which looks like Sena clinched the final 16th spot.
Yep.
Now with Mizuno and Nakamura, the last two qualifiers. We're just going to see how they end up shuffling.
Yeah.
Up next, we have car number 104, Toshihiko Mizuno with Team Zero in his S15 Sylvia, sitting on an 81.
Big flick into that 3-2 with a lot of speed as he has to get off throttle just a little bit to stay on course, and comes back around to this touch and go in outer zone 2. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3, but makes his way to this inside clip through the finish line.
Once you're in the show, I consider all these fun runs from now. I think that little bit right in the beginning just messed up his line, and I felt he was just trying to recover for the rest of the run. And a 74 on his second run, staying in 8th position. With Nagase's convertible, yeah, it can definitely make a huge difference depending on whether he's going into the left or going into the right. But up next is car 7, Nakamura, with Japan Environment Development Racing with Lena in his S15 Sylvia, sitting on 86.
With a lot of angle and speed, and he gets right on that line for outer zone 2. It's a little shallow in that touch and go, but does a nice job in outer zone 2 and 3, coming in with a lot of smoke as he makes his way through that touch and go. Through the
very
finish
good
line.
run. Nice and deep for zone 1. He doesn't quite get out to the touch and go, but nice through zone 2. Zone 3 pretty good. And beautiful inner clip. And Kobayashi, I think he thinks that he wants to see the score.
Yeah, he wants to see if he's #1 qualifier.
Yeah.
Or not.
Let's see what his second run was. 82. So he stays in 2nd place.
And that will wrap up our qualifying runs. Here in a second, we'll post up the top 16.
Yeah, and just think, a middle schooler coming out, qualifying 2nd place. A high schooler in 4th place. And another middle schooler in 9th place.
Yeah. So this is our top 16 that will be battling it out tomorrow. Kobayashi celebrating his #1 qualifier.
No, so that is not Naoki Nakamura's son. Toshio's father competes in FDJ1.
Yes.
And
The RX-7.
RX-7. I think it's 3-rotor.
Yes, it is a 3-rotor. Twin turbo 3-rotor.
And there are our current rankings. Kobayashi in first, then followed by Nakamura, Russell, Jace, Yusuke, Kimura, Timmy Wu, Mizuno, Hinato, Nagahiro, Daisuke Hara, Suzuki, Nishizaki, Jonathan Chin, Tomoyuki Kitsuma, and finally, rounding out the top 16 is Seina. And just missing it with a 75 is Stewart. And I believe we're going to go to an interview for Kobayashi. We're going to show you his top qualifying run first, and then go to an interview. Just a beautiful run.
初の単勝優勝おめでとうございます。今のお気持ちを聞かせてください。
やっと1位になれたんで嬉しいです。
They say congratulations on qualifying first. How does he feel? He says
2本目、どんな気持ちで走ってましたか。
1本目ちょっとできなかったところ、ちょっとミスしちゃったところを、ミスんないように走ろうと思ったんですけど、同じミスをしちゃったんで、ちょっと明日に向けてまた繰り返さないようにしようかなと思います。
明日の追走ですけれども、誰と当たるかとか、いろいろございますけれども、どんな走りを見せたいですか。
できるだけ1本目と同じような走りができたらいいなって思うのと、多分セナ君が対戦なのかなって思うんで、もう何回もやってるんで、また頑張ろうかなと思います。
頑張ってください。ありがとうございました。
Make more runs tomorrow like he did today, and he's looking forward to, but he's still a little bit nervous battling Seina. They're in the pits like right near each other too. That's going to be an excellent battle for tomorrow. It's great because like all the drivers, such good friends.
Yeah.
And such strong competition too.
So this is how it plays out currently with the qualifying points added for the series rankings. So as you can tell, it's really tight. So it's going to come down to basically the last run.
Yeah.
Whoever stays in longer, pretty much.
Exactly.
So both of them are going to shoot to win, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, really, it's whoever places higher is the season champ.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing them in the finals.
One more time after one more time. And this is the schedule for tomorrow. And this is, of course, Japanese time, but it's 9:30 in the morning.
For FDJ1
qualifying.
and then 1400 tomorrow would be the top 16 battle for FDJ2.
Correct.
So it would be 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes.
For our time.
Yeah. Japan time. See, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Yep. See
Have a
you all
good
soon.
one.
Thank you all for watching.
雨の日の運転って心配ですよね。いざという時によりちゃんと止まれるタイヤといえば横浜タイヤでしょ。
晴れの日の約4倍も事故が多い雨の運転。横浜タイヤならより安心。
タイヤは雨で選ぼう。横浜タイヤ。
追い求めれば求めるほど遠ざかる時もある。でも理想に追いつけるのは自分だけだ。池江璃花子は横浜ゴムと世界に挑戦する。限界はない。行くぞ横浜。
MID ホイール Are you ready everybody? MID ホイールダンディムーディ MID ホイールキャンディフレンディホイールは MID
Ultimate lubricant. Mortis.
Made in Japan. Breed.